As a police detective, tasked with bringing down a dangerous terrorist group, you fight on 2 fronts. That's not 1, that's 2. You get 2 for the price of 1 in this game. Interrogating suspects and managing your team and its reputation. With time running out, bollocks, didn't know about that. How far will you go to stop these criminals? Question mark. Pause for the dramatic effect. Manipulation, threats, or even torture. Torture! Does the end justify the means? I don't know, but we're going to find out. It's a clicky adventure thingy, but you're going to have to use your noggin, to which I have none, which is why you're here to tell me off when I feck it up. Good luck. Thanks! Oh! Welcome! This will be the first drill session of the investigative interview and interrogation techniques course. Okay. We'll be bringing in a subject. They're a trained actor. Of course they fucking are. But should be fully in character during the duration of the interview. Gotta take off my socks. I'm getting comfortable. I'm considered invisible and inaudible by the actor. But I'll be guiding you along. Okay. Give me a sec. Right. Jolly good. Right. Before any interrogation, the first thing to do is consult the subject's file. This should give you vital insights into the case, helping you to identify what information or confession needs to be extracted. I will do that now, Dave. Police Department, form-300, hashtag number APDV, for return or use only. That means you can't take it out of the office, kids. You get fined or fired. Supervisor approval, whatever, can't be asked, doesn't matter. Incident, bicycle theft. She stole a bloody bike! How dare she? Lock her up, death row. Incident narrative. Douglas Bird is played by an actor. We'll lock him up. As per the instructor's directions, what am I even speaking? Treat the actor the same as you would a real suspect. Okay. Mr. Bird, despite coming from well-off parents, has taken to bike theft. We have plenty of circumstantial evidence because none of it is direct. However, we need to leverage all the leads in order to get full confession. Right. So, he's got well-off parents, and he's just decided to steal a bicycle on a Wednesday afternoon or whatever. We have plenty of circumstantial evidence, because none of it's direct, however. We need to get leverage. So we need to get confession, I guess. Right. Here we go. This is what he looks like. You can tell he's a bloody actor, can't you? Right. Douglas Bird is our main suspect for several bicycle thefts at a local university campus. Several eyewitnesses confirmed his description. We also have CCTV footage showing on a masked figure matching the suspect's description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding off fast. He's currently listed as unemployed, living in a rented apartment paid for by his parents. Right. His criminal record is clean, but he is known to be friends with several narcotics abusers, as well as a roommate who is a suspected marijuana dealer. Right. Okay. Fine. That's... Bring him in. When you're done checking the files, you can now bring in the suspect. Be careful, though. Now is not the case. But when it will be a time-sensitive situation, there's a clock that starts ticking. Why would it be a time-sensitive situation, Derek? If I'm in charge, why don't I tell them when they're pee breakers or cigarette breakers? Right, here we go. So first things first, let's just try and straight up ask him. You can check the accusation question every now and again to get a sense of whether you're close to a confession. So, why did you steal the bikes, Douglas? Let's talk about why you wrote a confession. About you writing a confession, even. Because you've not done that. We need to get you... Glad you're paying attention. We both know you did it. Come on. They look at you in disbelief. We don't know nothing. I'm not signing nothing. Nah. Okay. Brilliant. Let's talk about you. Right, that's what I've already said. So now what do we do? Too early for that. Let's keep working him. Right. Okay, so that's the same thing. Okay, for tutorial. Now I can say that. Right. They say with a smirk, I ain't steal no bikes, broseph. I hate this guy already. Right. So that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right state of mind to give us answers. Right. Tell me how to do that then. So how do we do that? Exactly. That's what I just said. This guy's the worst teacher known to friggin' man. We have the following tools which we can use to see if the state the subject is in. Oh, it's a flashy thing. It's a sniper scope. This shows us how open the subject is by looking at pupil dilation corroborated with a few of the signals. He's wearing fucking sunglasses. How can you tell that? The wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. Right. Okay. This meter tells us how scared the subject is by measuring pulse, as well as other bodily symptoms. The quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. Okay. Now you can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploiting their background, from cornering them in contradictions to roughing them up. Ooh, we can rough them up. I like that idea. Let's try to build a connection first. Exactly. Because we can't duff him up, because he's only an actor. Remember, kids? Be careful. Some questions will alienate the subject instead of bringing them closer. Other questions will seem disingenuous if they're approached too suddenly. You'll probably want to start off as soft as possible. Hey guys, do you want to play Hell Let Loose? This seems a bit too complicated for me. No? Right. Says in your file your folks are loaded. What's the matter? They cut you off. Says in your file your folks are loaded. You steal for fun? Hey, living's expensive. I know. I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. Can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Why can't people just lock them proper? Right. So we're not going to go for that one, because that's a bit of bad cop. But I think we need to go for good cop. So, that one. They shake their head in disbelief. Psh, fucking doubt it. Okay, we might have broken that. We need to start it again. He's not buying it yet. Try opening up yourself again when questioning the subject. Then try this one again. Okay, so we did a boo-boo then. He's lying. He might be. Mega. We needed to soften him up a little bit before we did that. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go with that one. Fucking stupid, man. Wasted taxpayer money and all that. Right, this is amused. Right, we made him laugh. That's a good thing. Okay, good. You seem more authentic. Now get closer to the subject. Okay, so we do that one, and then we'll go for the one that I tried before, yeah? They say with a tinge of disbelief. Word, that's thug. Right. Okay. We have him opening up some. Good! That is why the meter now shows a wider circle than in the beginning. I've got you. Because his pupils are dilated. Right. Now let's see how we could try to scare him. You want to intimidate, but don't jump to big threats right off the bat. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. Asking again with the subject in a different state or with new information on the table can yield new results. Right. Okay. If we don't have a deal and you're found guilty, it's absolutely prison time. That might be pushing it a bit too far. Did the drugs make you do it? You know how many months you do for bike theft? Hey! You're tough! You'll be fine in prison, I'm sure. Right. I don't think I want to mention prison time right now. I definitely don't want to do that one. So the ones that I'm leaning towards, well, the one that I'm leaning towards more than anything is this one. And then that one is a close second, so I'm clean, yo. He doesn't seem scared by that. Might actually be clean. Okay. So maybe we go a little bit harder than that then. No, man, no, I ain't worried about that. There are no signs of fear. There are signs of fear. Okay, we're onto something. Brilliant. So, that one. They avoid your gaze. Okay, that went yellow. That's good, right? What? You don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? Me dad works for a senator. I'll be fine. Okay, right. Sometimes the talks reveal new information that you can further pursue. Oh? You think the senator will risk his career for the sake of a bike snatching kid? Really? They shifted in their seat in distress. Probably not. Shit. There we go. We're getting there. Now let's put him in a good place to negotiate. Okay. So, if we don't get a deal and you're found guilty, it's absolutely prison time. But I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. That's where we hit him with the jugular, right? They seem concerned. But like, I mean, what would a deal be like? Okay, we've got him. What? Mazel tov. As you can see, his pulse is much faster now. I can. Okay. Now, this is off the record, but I want you to know your option. At any time, you can stop the recorder tracking your questioning. This will make people suspicious. The public will ask what happened when the recording was stopped. You'll be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch, though, it's something to consider. Okay. Right. You have means of enhanced interrogation that can get a subject scared faster. Punch him in the noggin! Try out a couple. The actor will just pretend to be hurt. Ah, right. I could do a lot more to grab you to your neck than grabbing it, right? Maybe you'd rather tell the wall. electrocution, under truth. That one. I didn't actually know it was a taser, but okay, never mind. They yell out in pain, insisting they are innocent. Really? I'm gonna punch you in the face. Doing this closes them off, but as you can see, now they're terrified. Beware that if you continue roughening them up, they might pass out. Start the recording once again, and you're done. Right. He's just breathing really heavily because he's excited, that's all. Sometimes you'll be interrogating against the clock. When that's the case, keep an eye on the timer. Great. Brilliant. Sometimes you'll be interrogating more than one guy. Switch routine rooms and be sure to cross-reference the info they give you. That's going to get more complicated as the game goes on, doesn't it? Anyway, you'll get to keep your manual after you finish the academy. It's great for refreshing your memory about what you learned today. Right. Brilliant. Okay. Now, to wrap things up, you're ready to get a confession with the accusation question. Let's talk about the writing and confession. Blah, 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 blah. You seem concerned. What? No! We've almost got him. We just have to press him with the right way. There are ways in which you press an open subject and other ways in which you press a terrified subject like this one. Look, you'll be fine. We'll help you compensate the victims, make things right. Ready to sign a confession? Listen, you low-life piece of shit scum! Sign this damn confession right now and maybe we can get your dumb ass out of jail! That one. Fuck, man. Shit. Okay, right. I'm mission accomplished. Of course I am. Go and get the keys to the Bentley. We're going out. Right. What was that? Okay, fine. Cool. Years later. Chief Anderson. Hey! I need you to come on a case. Okay. Fisher's brought in a set of guys. They're in the interrogation room. Sick. Hey! We have the Vic's husband, the only witness, and the robber that broke him. I think we need a pen and paper to do this. Could be wrong. We need your questioning magic in there. Pfft, magic. Ha! Questioning. A confession! Because all we have is circumstantial. You win. Circumstantial's my mother name. After Michael. Sure thing. Yes, sir. Sure thing. I'm confident. Don't know why. So the story is this Cox bloke, or he broke is what he did. He broke in armed with a low-cal piece. That's a gun, right? I think. How's that a gun? The par... Cal. Low-cal. Or is that a low-cal dairy-free diet thing? Diet. What? Howdy, Shady. That's not me, Dad! It's a low-cal gun. I think it is. Holding this Peterson up and trying him to a chair. Not trying him, tying him. He actually succeeded. Wife comes in, comes for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots. Oh, never mind, Dad. Go back to bed. It's a gun. Told you it was. We have the gun. Ah, it's fine. It's been confirmed. No prints. Right. This Peterson was as cool as a cucumber. His wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to crack down and also grab Cox. Street contacts help. Right. But we still don't have a clear picture of the murder. Okay. Don't know what this is. Check out the files, grill him. Cross-examination. Get me a confession. You have this. Okay. So what happened? Low caliber. Thanks. Right. Incident narrative. Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of her husband, Darryl Peterson. Right. He was found tied down in a chair in the same room. So he was tied. She was minding her own business, probably watching Coronation Street, and she got killed. He claims a burglar broke in. Okay. So this is an incident. It's not an accident. Because an accident implies someone isn't to blame. Hot Fuzz has taught me so much. He claims a burglar broke in with an armed with a low caliber gun, threatened them, tied them up, and subsequently shot Miss Peterson as she tried to use her cell phone. Using the description provided and a tip from a local pawn shop, we managed to track down the burglar. Jesus Christ. One Jerry Munch Cox and apprehended him. That means they caught him. Chat. What that is. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape the thief used to enter and leave the premises. The evidence of the burglary is clear, but we still don't have a full picture of the murder, which Munch strongly denies committing. What complicates things, brilliant, is Darryl Peterson's attitude. The first detective on the scene described him as disturbingly serene. Our best hope of closing the case fast and clean is an admission of guilt. Munch and Peterson have both been held for questioning. They have been tasked with extracting a confession. Brilliant. Okay. Subject bio. Jerry Cox, alias Munch, has been identified as the burglar who broke into the Peterson's apartment the night of the murder. His criminal record is quite colourful. Spelled colourful wrong, but never mind. And includes car theft, pickpocketing, that word, and credit card fraud. A high school dropout with no current employment, Munch is well known to the local police as a troublemaker. Just realised you can't really see that because of my fat head. Never mind. He is the main suspect and has been directly accused of tying down the couple and shooting the wife, possibly impulsively under stress, when she reached for her phone. While circumstantial evidence and the husband's testimony points to Munch as the murderer, it is not sufficient for a conviction. He does not have a past record of violent crime of any sort. Munch has previously taken plea bargains and can perhaps be pressured into doing so again. Right. So this is the hub end, is it? Daryl Peterson is the husband of the victim. Although we usually avoid involving family members of the recently deceased in an investigation, he is the sole witness of the murder and as such a key asset. And the murderer himself, possibly. There's an asterisk there. You can't see it because of my fat head. You can see it. I'm lying. He has voluntarily agreed to be interviewed. Peterson's reports so far have been accurate and led to the arrest of the burglar and main suspect for the murder, Jerry Munch Cox. However, the police officers of the first unit at the scene reported Peterson displaying unusual calm and composure. Right. This is a suspicious degree of detachment for someone emerging from such a traumatic and stressful situation. This raises some concerns, yet Peterson has a clean record and there is no evidence that points to any wrongdoing on his part. Okie dokie. Right, so, Mr. and Mrs. He was tied up, she was tied up, possibly. Cox comes in, burglarizes the place, or tries to, shoots her, makes off, and then the guy's like chilling, even though his wife's died. So that's very suspicious for one. So, there was a documentary a while ago. It was a horrible documentary, but it was very interesting. Of a guy who murdered his wife and 2 kids. Don't know if anyone's seen that. Now, he wasn't very, because you could see all the body camera footage and stuff, the police and whatnot, and like security footage and like interrogation room footage and everything for this documentary. Turns out he ended up doing it, right? He pleaded his innocence and said that he didn't do it, but he actually did, right? He was very kind of cold, calm, and collected, like this game said, because he met another woman, and rather than saying to his wife, I'm not happy anymore, I want to break up, I want a divorce and whatever, he just decided that the best way is to get rid of him so he can be free with someone else. So that instantly came to mind then, when I heard that maybe this guy is having an affair with someone else. Of course, he could just be a chilled out, calm, collected character, but I still don't know why you wouldn't freak out if the love of your life, supposedly, is dead. So, interesting. Cox. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I just wanted to say Cox. Cox has pleaded shit in the past or something, or he's been cooperative in the past or whatever. So it may not be him. Right. Let's talk about the burglar. Let's talk about the murder of Mrs. Peterson. Jerry, let's be honest with me. Who killed Mrs. Peterson? Right. Let's just start it off nice and easy. They stayed defensively. I don't get what all the fuss is about. It ain't like I got that much out of it. Ow! So you did it! Okay. So he's just technically confessed. I'm going on. Why did you choose this specific house? It wasn't a house, it was an apartment. Why don't you listen? Were you aware there were people inside? They state, a quick smile on the corners of their mouth. How could I know about that? I don't have cameras in people's toilets like you boys do. Funny prick. We'll see how much you're laughing when you're in prison. Then why take the risk if you did not know if people were inside? But they were home. Did you see them? In my trade, everything is a risk. I was thinking, I'd just take a peek and see if anyone was in. Okay. I bolted back down the ladder before I could see anyone. Can't help but think I fucked this up. So his defense is he went and then he bolted. Munch. We know you stole things. You didn't just run away. Come on, work with me here. You lie to me one more time, and I'll stop playing nice. We caught you with stolen items, so don't tell me you just backed off. Did we actually get in with stolen items? Doesn't say we had anything in it. The evidence of the burglary is clear. Okay, fine. Right. I might go a bit tough on this guy now. Because we've tried the nice approach. They seem annoyed. Fuck! Okay. There was no one inside, so I climbed in and looked around. Sick! Right. We're getting there now. So no one was in and you looked around. Fine. So if they weren't in the bedroom, when did you notice them? They describe in a neutral voice. After I jumped in, I heard voices inside the apartment somewhere. Sounded like they were fighting or something. Did you hear what they were fighting about? They state, raising their voice. What do you think I am, man? The CIA? You told me that they were fighting about? I got my ass out of there as soon as I noticed somebody was in the house. Again, I am available for voice acting. So can we go over to this guy and now just question him about, like, the fighting that they were having? I have some questions about your wife. What were you and your wife doing that night before it all happened? I would like to know some details about the incident's timeline. Daryl! Honestly, who killed your wife? Come on. I have some questions about your wife. They state with warmth in their voice. She was such an angel. What do you want to know? If she was an angel, mate, why'd you kill her? How are things in your marriage? I don't really know if I want to just, like, you know. How are you, Daryl? How is the marriage? Can't imagine ever getting married myself, to be honest, mate. They frown. Cool. I really don't care. Okay. Thanks for your honesty. How are things in your marriage? No, I don't. Yeah. Do you think anyone would hate her enough to plan on harming her? I'm not going to go there. Did she get along with colleagues at work? They state blankly. From what I know, yes. She never told me about any serious arguments anyway. Okay. What about our neighbours? I don't know. We didn't talk much with our neighbours. And she wasn't very sociable. How does this help you? Put that bastard behind bars. Well, if you work with me, mate, we'll be fine. How's your marriage? Oh, here we go. Should have just gone that. Should have just done that straight away. I don't see the relevance of this line of questioning right now. The argument you had on the night of the attack, was that common in your relationship? They were putting two and two together now. He did it. I'm thinking he possibly did. They avert their gaze. I don't think you have that. I don't think you have the right. There you go. To stick your nose in our marriage. Okay. Let's ask him about children. No, sadly we did not. My wife didn't want one. Oh! Is that why you killed her? Is that what you were fighting about? Was he fighting about the kids? Right, alright. I was hoping that something else was going to happen. Do you think anyone would hate her enough to plan on harming her? What? Of course not. That bastard broke into our home. Didn't know either of us. Right. Okay, here we go. We're getting something now. Burglars usually abandon their attempt if there are people at home. This one didn't, and I'm wondering why he would be so stupid. Ah, and the burglar had a rope, a loaded gun, and an escape plan. All of that effort to steal a few bonsai trees. Unlikely. I like that. That's more like what I'd say. Who said anything about the burglar? We keep an open suspect list. Eh? Okay. They're saying it in a high-pitched voice as well. That one. Those sort of people don't think straight. They just can't. Too dumb for it. Probably why he ended up a criminal to begin with. I think I might have fucked that up. Never mind. Let me try that again. Okay. What did you take? Just some useless small trees. It was the only thing around. I didn't know what the big deal was. Okay. What did you take? At what point did you run away? As soon as I figured out they were home, I jumped back out and down the fire escape ladder. I wasn't inside for more than, I don't know, 5 minutes. How can I know that the gun is not yours? There you go. I don't know, man. They're getting angry. Ooh, they're getting angry. What about the whole innocent and proven guilty thing? Yeah, but, you know. Have you ever owned a gun? I don't touch them, Chief. Okay. Wouldn't a gun be useful in a robbery? Yeah. And it would add 10 years to your sentence. Fuck that. Not worth it. Okay. What were you and your wife doing the night that it happened? Were we watching TV when the bastard came in through the window? That's not exactly true though, is it? Or is it? Were the doors locked, the lights on? Yes, the doors were locked and the lights were on in the living room. Okay, so he came through the window then, is that what you're saying? So the burglar tried the door first. You forgot to mention this. I don't like liars, man. Hey! What? Where's that come from? So it was clear to anyone on the outside someone was in the house and the burglar still came in. Yes, that murderous piece of trash knew we were here. Why did you choose this specific house? I didn't choose it for nothing, Chief. I didn't do it. Whatever it is you want to pin on me. With the lights on or off, here we go. I wouldn't go in if the lights were on. Mr. Peterson says that the lights were on. Come on, man. Don't start me with these. Why do you think I would enter a house with people in it? Again, Mr. Peterson says that the lights were on. And I told you already that it's not seeing any lights. Right. Someone's lying, kids. Alright? It's like when you've got two sons. One of them's done something stupid and you try to get to the bottom of it, but he's not going to grass him, and he's trying to grass him. And he's like, what the fuck? Just tell me what's going on so I can just watch City beat United on the TV. Okay? That's all I want. Just leave me alone. I just want to be here and just live in peace. Mr. Cox says that the lights were off. Are you lying? Mr. Cox says that the lights were off, but they're probably confused about their lies. No! That one! And who will you believe? Me or a criminal? Oh, you're an arsehole. Can I just put it on this guy just because he's a prick? I know I can turn the tape recorder off and muff him up a bit, but I don't think I'd have to do that on the first level, surely. Maybe. Okay. I would like to know some incidents, some details about the incident's timeline. Oh! Munch claims he does not own a gun, and there is no evidence tying one to him. Okay. We'll get to that in a sec. Did you hear the burglar coming into the house? No, not really. The TV volume was quite high. Right. Okay. So, he's saying that they were watching TV together. We're living in Happy Land or whatever. He's saying they were arguing. The light was on. The door was locked. He came through the window. I think that's kind of obvious from both sides of it. Not that I've asked the burglar about it, but giving like the options that I had. So he came through a window, potentially in the bedroom. I'm not sure. I don't know if it said that or if I've just missed it or forgotten about it or whatever. And then obviously, I don't know what happened then. When and where did you first see him? When he entered the living room. Right. So he comes in through a window. He comes into the living room and they're watching TV, supposedly. Where were you and your wife when you first saw him? In the living room, I guess. We were in the living room. Is this relevant? I'm just trying to put all the pieces together, Derek. All right, whatever your name is. Fucking Daryl, Dave, Magoo. At what point did the burglar pull out the gun? He had his gun out when he burst in. How did you react when you saw the gun? I put my hands up, of course. I told him that he could take whatever he wanted, as long as he did not hurt us. Munch says he doesn't own a gun, Derek. Well, he's clearly lying, or perhaps he stole mine. I keep it in the bedroom. You left that one out, didn't you? Okay, so he had a gun. It could have been his own. So he came through the bedroom, found the gun, as if he'd know where it was. Did they know each other? Okay, so he's from the city. That's fine. Where'd you work? Yo, drop that, Chief. You know I ain't working. You guys made sure I wouldn't when they put those things on my record. Okay. So you say you are currently unemployed? Yes. No job. No nothing. Are you dealing drugs? That's why you're burglaring, rising things, isn't it? Right. It's not your first crime, is it? Why? You want to send me to prison for the old ones again? No! Just saying. Just making conversation. I am a shit detective. Just putting that out there. You'll be in a lot of trouble. You don't work with me. I understand your difficulties, but a woman was murdered this time. Help me get to the bottom of this. Oh, that one. Shit, I'm no murderer. Come on, Chief, let's work something out. Here you go! Don't send me to rot for something I didn't do. Right, we're getting somewhere. His pulse is fucking vibrating. Did you know the Petersons before the event? Look, the only person I know sells groceries back in my neighborhood. The only Peterson... okay, so no. I don't know the Petersons. Never did. I don't even know what they look like. Let's talk some more about the gun. I'm going to repeat myself. Someone must have dropped the gun, and it wasn't me. But he says that you picked it up. Or that you had one. Again, how do I know that the gun wasn't yours? Told you, you just got to believe me or find what the real owner is. You said you own a gun. You are not registered as a gun owner. Hello! The state's legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Why did you not report this sooner? It's quite dubious you would hide such a thing. Why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? I mean, they're both... Well, I mean, he wouldn't have had the gun on him, would he, I guess? I didn't think I had to. I didn't report the number of shoes I own either. This guy's a cockend. Can we just... bang him at rights for that? Again, why didn't you report it sooner? Why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? There we go. I couldn't reach it in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim on filth like him. I wasn't even waiting. Okay. So you were prepared for such an event. Seeing how dangerous the city is nowadays, criminals running loose while the police force is too corrupt to do anything about it, you have to be ready to take matters into your own hands. No offense. None taken. I understand your concerns, but most people don't have the stomach to shoot, even in self-defense. Do you think you would have been able to? Most people don't wish they had an opportunity to test their aim on a human being. Peterson, what if you killed the burglar? Okay. Something happened then. I don't know what happened. There was a ding-dong. Then there would be one less piece of trash walking the streets. If most people would be willing to stand up, the streets would be much safer. Okay. His heartbeat's going a bit quicker, and his pupils are expanding a little bit. Not dilating. Dilating or expanding. The opposite of whatever. They're getting bigger. But it is. Okay. Quite harsh views you have, Mr. Peterson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes. For some people, there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. Only way this world will ever get a better place is if honesty people stand up. It's honest people stand up. With force if necessary. Vigilante justice, you think that's the solution? There is so much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to be clean, the system that's supposed to clean it is just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will drown us all. It is the only solution, just you and me. That won't change much, don't you think? There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online. Oh, here we go. Now he's confessing, isn't it? We found each other online, like-minded people willing to take up the responsibility to do the right thing. We? What are you talking about? A political platform? No, politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need short-circuit the whole system, shake up the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort though. How will that happen? There's this group I was talking about. We mostly meet online, forums, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organize ourselves, plan things out. What sort of plans are you talking about? I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are organized, but it will be certainly big. Why don't you have access to this chat room? You need to show some commitment beforehand. Here we go. And to be part of the group for a while. I asked for access. I'm sure I'll get it soon. Who has access to them? The chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs. Mostly veterans, people that have been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is Horn Bunny 49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? He smiles. I want to punch him. I don't know for sure, but it's a place where they assign actual tasks and set up meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. The Liberation Front? What's this group's name? That's this group's name. No one voted on it or anything. Just what they call it. I've heard enough. If you want some links to the forums, I'll give them to you after we're done here. I kind of felt like I was progressing there, but now it's just finished. Poof, gone. Okay, so he's trying to get in this gang group thing, vigilante, whatever you want to call it, and he needs to prove himself. So that's, as Chloe has rightly put it, he could have done that to his wife, to kill her on purpose to get in, I guess. So is there anything else that we can ask him about? Have you heard about the Liberation Front? Here we go. That a gang or something? No, never heard of them. Must be new. Okay. I've got to say, I'm swaying towards this guy just because he's a dick. And I know that's not exactly like, you know, sealed his fate. But I just, yeah. I had a bad feeling about him in the first place, and now it's even worse. You have quite extreme views, Mr. Peterson, I must say. You keep on saying extreme. I keep on saying this is the only reasonable perspective any man could have. Okay. What did your wife think about these online friends of yours? There we go. The same thing she thought about everything I did. She didn't approve. There you go. Cracks are forming now. I told her it was nothing. Just some friends. Wasn't a big deal, but she couldn't let it go. She wouldn't let it go either. Right. Okay, that's good. So she pissed you off. You got mad. And you shot her in the face. On the back of the head, or whatever. We found the husband tied down. He claims you did that. What? That lying shit lump. Shit lump is a word I've never heard before, but I am guaranteed going to use it from now on. Do you think I can carry her open around just in case? Nah, I'm not that into that thing stuff. Okay. Did you happen to see anybody else in or around the house when you were in there? He might have got one of his mates from the Liberation Front or whatever to be there. I didn't see anyone. The street was empty. And I ran away as soon as I heard the voices inside. Okay. The woman was shot in the back in cold blood? And you think I did that? Come on, be reasonable. If I was going to go guns blazing, motherfucker, wouldn't I at least take their TV or something on the way out? Maybe you panicked, pulled the trigger accidentally. Mr. Cox, you had no reason to care about these people. You were going down for this anyway. Don't waste my time, and I will make sure you don't go to Max. Okay. Son of a bitch! How are you finding the loss? Being questioned aggressively has certainly helped. He's a funny bastard. We are doing the best we can to make sure the culprit will be put behind bars, but I need your help to do that. My reports say you were surprisingly calm when the police found you. Do you care that little about your wife's death? How dare you? Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Never mind, we move on. How dare you? I was in shock, and I wanted to be as helpful as possible, so I was trying to keep my cool and be useful. Okay, as I said, loss is difficult. Let me know if you start feeling bad. I hate this guy. I don't apparently shit like that. What you went through can be very traumatic. Do you have any family to help you get through these tough times? Have you taken leave from work to deal with us? No, and I do not think that this is any way relevant to your investigation about the family. I don't know, so like, get my fired. Shut the fake pleasantries. They disgust me. Okay, I can't help but think I'm fucking this up big time. So about your past crimes. Are you or have you been part of any criminal group or gang? Fuck no. Never was, never is, never will be. Lay off with that shit. You ain't pinning gang activity on me. He's getting a bit... What made you turn to crime? I didn't do no crime in my life except those I pleaded guilty to. Those I did. Okay. Okay. This is difficult, man. Do you have any friends or family? My cousin is the only one left. Please, don't drag him into this. He has nothing to do with it. Okay. So maybe we threaten about dragging him into it. Very well. If you write down this phone number or address, we'll make sure he knows you're safe. Excellent. We'll track this cousin down and see if we can corroborate your story. That one. Shit, thanks. But the boy knows how to handle himself. It's better if he doesn't get into trouble looking for me or something. Okay. So no friends or family other than his cousin? He did nothing wrong. Did you feel threatened by the couple in any way? I'm sure they're nice people, but I haven't seen them, spoken to them, or even sent them a text. That's a long way of saying no. Okay, so he's definitely adamant that he was like robbing shit. He heard him, and then he bolted. And he's adamant that they were watching TV. I have some more questions about your wife. Ah, here we go. Let's talk about your marriage. So I understand that you and your wife had frequent disagreements lately. What are you, a couples therapist? You just knew that buttons to push to start an argument, that's all. About the frequent disagreements between you and your wife, any other details you feel you might have left out? What are you, right, again, how common was last night's argument in your relationship? As I said, we were fighting a lot recently. Did you provoke him in any way? What are you talking about? He was the one threatening me. He just took us by surprise. They didn't have time to grab my gun. Okay. Why would he tie you up? I guess he was scared I would try to fight him off. Did he also want to tie down your wife? Yes. He was telling her to sit down when she darted towards the phone. That's when he shot her. So he's watching TV supposedly with his missus. The burglar comes in, steals a bit of shit, hears him, fucks off. That's what his story is. This guy's story says that he comes in with a gun loaded, possibly his own gun, and then obviously ties him up and yada yada yada. Okay, here we go. We're talking about work. Ah, there was no need for that. They fired me months ago. Okay, so we got fired months ago. Were you arguing about that? Where did you used to work? I probably made the chair you're sitting on right now. I used to be a carpenter. Okay. Why did you get fired? The corrupt arseholes there wanted to hire cheaper labor, immigrants and such. They didn't care. I had been working there for 6 years. All they care about is their own bottom line. These global corporations. Okay. So you sound a bit butthurt about that, man. So your wife was the primary earner? Yes. She had a salary and I did not. You sound just like her, criticizing me all the time. It can't all be roses and sunshines in one's career, okay? Okay, so is that why you killed her? Don't pretend like you care, okay? Okay, fine, whatever. There you go. So you and your wife argued often and she blamed you for getting fired. Yes, you got it right. She thought that just because she had an income and I did not, it made her superior in some way. Wouldn't understand that it wasn't my fault I was fired. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well, right? Actually, yes. There you go, finally. Actually, yes, that's what started it that night as well. It was a common thing for us. You lying piece of shit. Right. Must have been so frustrating for you, her constant pestering. Should we try and, like, mommy coddle him a little bit now? I don't want to talk about her or my feelings enough. Right. Fuck it. We're going hard. Yes. I deserved her respect and she refused to give it to me. Any man in my position would feel the same. She was vicious and relentless. I couldn't have any peace or quiet. So that's why you killed her, isn't it? Derek, Daryl, Jeff, Tom, Dick, Harry. So, that is why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. How would you feel if you were in my shoes, huh? I'm not happy she's dead, but she made my life miserable. At least now I'll have some peace and quiet. Bloody hell. Just when I feel that we're getting somewhere, it's like, nah. Oh, here we go. I understand your relationship with your wife was becoming tense. Did you do anything to let off some steam? Why are my hobbies relevant to this investigation? I took my gun to the nearby field and practiced shooting bottles. Is that what you wanted to hear? What? Are you going to arrest me for it now? Right, so he doesn't want the sympathy shit. He doesn't want the sympathy route, so we're going to go, like, hard on him, I think. As I said, loss is difficult. Fuck that. Are you sure you wouldn't want us to... Fuck that. I understand you got fired from... What? We've just been through this. Again, how did you cope with the stressful relationship you had with your wife? How did you know that? We were supposed to go out for dinner, but we stayed at home instead. My wife cancelled. We go out every Friday usually. Okay, so they were supposed to go out. Why didn't you leave? We got into an argument, a big one though. To keep us at home. Right, okay, I already knew that. I probably should have found that out earlier. Never mind. Right. So they were supposed to go out, and then they cancelled it because they had a hullabaloo. And I can't go back any further than that. Okay. So I can, as I said, like, I can rough him up, but I don't know if I need to do that, or again, with it being the first like mission interrogation thing. I don't know if I have to actually do that, but we'll see. Or should I? Okay. I didn't do it. I mean, it helped a little bit. His heart rate's going. I don't want to kill him. Who killed your wife? To me, it's clear you have no love for your wife. You resent her. I would go so far as to say that you hate her. Here we go. I did hate her, yes. I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her fucking bonsai trees. I hated the disrespect she had for me. But that doesn't mean I would have hurt her. And even more, that night, you had an argument, and you also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on a burglar. Don't know why I keep saying burglar. You spotted coming in. Is that right? What? How? I mean, you made it quite clear you see violence as a solution, Peterson. You talk with your friends online about it. You have the means and the motive to do it. If you believe in justice, as you say, confess. Listen, Peterson, I have you on record saying that you hated your wife and that you planned dangerous activities online. If you don't confess, I'll make sure that you are convicted for terrorist intent and you rot in prison for the rest of your miserable life. Is that your idea of justice? I admit, I killed her. Yes. Okay. Not yes that, you know, she died or whatever, that you killed her, but yes that we got confession. She had it coming. So as do so many others, such as you, and the corrupt system that you puts people like you in positions of power. Your time will come. Oh, God. Thank God for that. Can I ever lie down now? Jesus Christ, that was... Oh, I'm so happy. Interrogation successful. I don't know how. The confession secured. Darryl Peterson will be going to jail for a long time. What is this? Interview transcript. Okay. What is the liberation in front prison though? I don't know. Could we have found that out then? And this is how we got the confession kit. Okay. Or maybe they continue. The game continues and you find out what the liberation front thing is. Good work in there. I have something important I need to discuss with you. But before that, I need you to finish up the press release we're putting about this case. Help them word it. Okay. And come and see me. Okay. I did not hurt him in any way, shape or form. The investigation involving the murder of Heather Peterson was concluded today, which resulted in the arrest of Darryl Peterson, 41, and Jerry Cox, 26. All evidence pertaining to the case has been directed to the relevant authorities with the full cooperation of the STPD Prosecutor Council. Click to cycle through different options. They will be treated following judicial procedure. The criminals have been incarcerated. They will be treated following, and their cases will be taken to criminal court. That one, I guess. I don't know. Darryl Peterson, not initially a suspect, the main suspect, the victim's husband, confessed to the murder during questioning. Although he initially attempted to hide his involvement by staging a violent robbery, evidence found at the scene contradicted parts of his description of the event. The police will be advancing charges of first-degree murder. Due to the confession, the manslaughter charges against Jerry Cox have been dropped, and he will only face prosecution for breaking and entering and theft. His involvement in creating the circumstances for the murder to happen will be investigated further. Evidence suggests he had no violent intent and no connection to the murder. Yeah, because he has nothing to do with it, right? That looks good to me. That sounds alright to me. This is where I get bollocked now. Come in for a second. Oh, shit. What have I done wrong? I've been reviewing your interrogation tapes. Uh-oh. Care explain why there are gaps on them? No. Oh, I thought it'd be best not to record hurting the suspects. I had some technical problems. I have no idea where they'd be any gap. I had some technical problems. Well, that's not what Peterson is saying. He's telling people that you hurt him. Now, any accusations they make about being hurt become more credible when there are gaps in recording. Be dead careful about that. Okay, that's all. Alright, it's fine. Alright.